Hello. Hello. I can't actually believe that I'm on this. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, this feels so weird. I'm actually filming on a camera. This is really strange. Like, I can see myself there. What? I'm gonna sit on Alfie's thing. What's it called? Beanbag. Anyway, hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now it's been a hot minute since I've done a YouTube video, like an updated one. My hair is black. I feel like I look so different. I've got like hair extensions in and everything. I just feel like a whole new person since I last uploaded. I know I uploaded a vlog literally like last week or whenever, when I was talking about the Barbie movie and, you know, all of that, but it was a long time ago now. Like, that was ages ago to me. So I haven't filmed anything properly in a long while. So this isn't going to be like my normal weekly vlog or whatever. I'm just kind of coming back and explaining where I've been, what's been happening, and why I'm coming back, and yeah, just kind of giving a quick overview of everything. I really do need to hurry up though, because Alfie is due back now. He's literally with his dad now and he's supposed to be back right now, so I really need to hurry up. I hope you enjoy this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and obviously subscribe down below if you like my content. And yeah, other than that, let's get into it. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit like weird. I just feel strange recording on a camera. Like this is my first time ever doing it, so I kind of just find it a little bit weird, and obviously the fact that I haven't been recording for a while I think is kind of throwing me off, so I'm just trying to get back into the zone, do you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to start off by saying a massive thank you to everybody who messaged me saying I really miss your videos. I got a couple of messages saying like, every Thursday night I wait for your videos on a Friday, please come back to YouTube, and it literally melted my heart. Like, I wanted to cry reading those messages. But there have been a few things that have sort of happened that made me come off of YouTube for a while, and I'm gonna explain those now. So after you saw the last video, I was talking about how I went and watched the Barbie movie, and if you haven't seen it, like, this is gonna sound so weird, like it's literally gonna sound so odd, because I'm literally saying the reason I stopped YouTube for a while was because of the Barbie movie, but it's not just because of that. But the Barbie movie like really triggered something in my brain. So if you haven't seen it, it hits deep. And everyone at work, I work in a pub if you didn't know, and everyone at work, when I was telling them how much the Barbie movie like hit my core, they were just so like, what? How can a Barbie movie affect you that bad? But honestly, sorry, I have not changed. I mean, it's literally been a month, but I've not changed. The Barbie movie hit me in places that I never thought I would ever have to sort of relive. As in, the morals that it was showing to anybody watching it were so specific and targeted. And for me, it was about how I feel as a woman, how I've been treated by men, and how I felt as a child playing with Barbies myself. So those sort of memories were really circulating in my mind, and I do feel like it set off a bit of a chain reaction in my brain. So it wasn't the Barbie movie itself, it was the Barbie movie's sort of, I don't even know how to say it, it was the Barbie movie's explanation of these things that made my brain sort of spiral. So I am a very nostalgic person. I look back on a lot, and I feel like I'm in a really awkward, am I in a really awkward position? Okay, I'm gonna continue now. I'm just getting used to this camera stuff, guys. Anyway, I feel like it kind of brought out a side of me that was so nostalgic regarding how I felt when I was a child and the pressures that I felt growing up. And I feel like that's sort of similar with everyone, but for me, as I said, I'm a very nostalgic person, and triggers are so prominent in my mind. Like, I can literally be triggered by something so random and I will be in a depressive spiral for a long time. And for me, the Barbie movie really did trigger that in me. I was struggling to sort of separate my emotions from the movie. I literally cried for like 3 days straight. Like, it was so bad. I was just an absolute emotional wreck. And with that, my anxiety just went through the roof. If you didn't already know, I've been on antidepressants for a long time. I was on antidepressants from when I gave birth. Well, I was actually on antidepressants before that, but they were extremely low dose. I was on citalopram, I think that's how you say it. I was on citalopram before that, and it was a very, very low dose, but I came off it very quickly after starting it anyway, so it wasn't really that much of a massive impact on my life. Sorry, someone's literally just walking into the flat. I don't know why I feel so awkward doing that. Anyway, yeah, so it didn't really have like a massive impact on my life, and then I came off them shortly after I found out that I was pregnant. Once I gave birth to Alfie, I went back on a different antidepressant, so I didn't go back on citalopram. I went on a tablet called sertraline, which is also an antidepressant, but it's supposed to tackle anxiety as well. So whilst I was on that, I will have to say that it really did change my life in terms of, I felt like I could do anything. I felt like I could conquer the world. I felt like before, such a simple task for me, like going to the shop, going on a drive. Did I drive then? No, I didn't even drive then. That was silly. Anyway, going to the shop, going anywhere by myself, literally answering the door, answering a phone call. Before I was on sertraline, that was a struggle for me. And as soon as I went on it, even though I was on like such a low dose, I think I was on 50 milligrams, which the doctor said to me was the lowest dose, but apparently it's not the lowest dose. So I'm not really sure what to think about that. But anyway, I was on 50 milligrams, which supposedly is a fairly low dose. So anyway, once I got put on that, my emotions pretty much shut off. So although that was great for my anxiety and my depression, for my day-to-day life, it was not a very good thing for me. It made me not be able to cry. It also made me not be able to feel much happiness. It really impacted my sex drive. I had side effects from it, but not like major enough for me to be like, right, I need to come off this. Like I know some people do. I know some people really, really suffer with the side effects of it. I didn't really feel like that. I just had a few little things where I just felt numb. That was my main symptom and side effect of sertraline. I felt so incredibly numb. A few months ago, I decided to wean myself off of sertraline, which if you are going to do, by the way, please do it so incredibly slowly. I thought I did it slowly. I didn't. I had the worst side effects ever when I came off of that, because I literally was like, one day I'm just gonna do half of it and then do another, like not do it at all for another week. And I honestly couldn't even function. I was so dizzy. I felt sick. I was a mess. But anyway, it's not the point. I'm fully digressing. Came off of sertraline properly, and from then I felt okay, but I think it takes a little while for the drug to come out of your system, because that's what it is. It's a drug. And I think it takes a little while. I think I read online that it takes up to 3 months for it to come out of your system. So I don't even know when I came off of that, but it was quite a few months ago now. And I kind of theorised that maybe around the same time that I watched the Barbie movie, the same time that I was speaking in the vlog that I recently uploaded, I kind of have this theory that I may have been sort of feeling the effects of the antidepressant coming out of my body at the same time as that. So that's what I mean when I say that it wasn't just the Barbie movie that messed me up and gave me severe anxiety and, you know, all that. It was also, I think, a combination of that and the drug leaving my body. Just around that time, I remember I was just feeling so low. I felt like I couldn't do anything again. I felt like I'd lost all of my confidence. I remember not too long ago around that time, me and Charlie were supposed to go to his friend's house with all of his theatre friends, which granted I didn't really know that well, but this is something I would have easily done like a few months prior. I just spat everywhere. Anyway, this is something I would have done a few months prior with not ease, but I would have been able to do it. I definitely would have been able to do it. But around this time, because my anxiety was heightened so much, I just instantly was like, no, I can't go. And I felt awful for it because Charlie always comes to my things, he always comes to my friends' things, we're always doing stuff with my friends, and the one time that he wanted me to be there for his, I just couldn't do it. Obviously he understood and his friends understood, but I think it was just such a low moment for me, and my anxiety was so heightened in literally day-to-day things that anyone would be able to do, that doing something like that and meeting like 12 people that I'd never met before was just too much for me. So around that time I decided to stop filming for YouTube because, guys, I was just a mess. I would pick up my phone when I was filming on my phone and I would just crumble. I literally was going to work shaking, and that is still happening now. Like when I first get to work, I'm just instantly shaking, but I kind of think that might be to do with the fact that I keep getting large coffees at Starbucks. And if you suffer with anxiety, you'll probably know that caffeine is not our best friend. I was going to work like shaking. I physically couldn't do anything. I was just so low. So I stuck to TikTok because TikTok is a lot more quick videos. It's not so in depth. It's not like somebody sat there watching you for 30 minutes. Someone is literally watching you for 5 minutes tops. Not even that most of the time on my TikTok. So I felt like I could carry on with TikTok, but I felt like I just did not have the will to sit in front of a camera and talk. So that is one of the main reasons why I stopped YouTube when I did. I never had any plans to fully stop it. My plan was to just kind of get through that period of time, see how I was feeling, and then hopefully return afterwards, which is what I'm doing now. Another reason was, and this is gonna sound so bratty, so bratty. I don't mean it like this. So I was kind of getting sick of just filming on my iPhone 11. So on this camera here, I can see myself here. I'm pointing at the viewfinder here. I can see myself, I can see my background, I can see me talking. When you're talking to the back camera of a phone, which I would always have to film on my back camera because if I filmed on my front camera, the quality was just horrendous. So I would always have to film my back camera. When I'm looking at the lens like this, I'm literally looking at you right now through the lens. I could not see myself to the right. So if I just look to the right, I can obviously see myself there. And I feel like when you're an influencer or a vlogger, or you do this kind of hobby, or for some cases work, you feel like you're just talking to nothing. Like when you're talking to a phone where you cannot see yourself, you just feel like you're talking to nobody. And that can be really difficult, more difficult than I would ever have anticipated. But when I'm sat in front of this camera, I can see myself to the right, so it's almost like I'm kind of talking to myself. Or even though I'm not like constantly looking at myself like I'm looking at myself now, it feels like someone is there that I'm talking to. The way that you're talking has much more value to it. There's more people coming in the flat. Hello. I feel like the lighting is also really bad, by the way. It's getting to that time of year where I can no longer film at this time. I have to have a light on, so I do apologise about that. The sun is going down rapidly. But anyway, basically I just felt unequipped. I felt like I just didn't have everything that I needed. And this camera was so expensive. I had to do it on a payment plan. I honestly could not have afforded this camera outright, but it's something that's so important to me. And I think seeing all of your messages saying how much you missed my vlogs and how much you love my videos and you wait for them, it was such a drive for me to be like, do you know what, I'm just gonna go and get a camera. For anybody wondering, I have the Sony ZV-1. I think there's one before that. I think it's a ZV-1F. I wanted the one above. I've always always dreamed of this camera, and it was such a moment for me. I only got it yesterday and it was such a moment for me when I picked it up. I honestly almost cried because I was just so happy to be pursuing something that I absolutely loved. Like, this is my passion. This is what I was made to do. I think I've said it before, but I used to be that girl who was on Video Star in 2013, uploading videos of me singing to random songs. I was on Musical.ly. I've always done random edits of me and my friends. Like, if something funny happened, I was always the one to sit and like play around with the audio and iMovie. I just absolutely thrived off of it, and I feel like that's kind of how I've fallen into this now. But as someone who's been doing YouTube for well over a year now, I just felt like I could not sit and talk to an iPhone 11 for 1 second longer, and that was another factor in why I stopped YouTube for a little while. As of now, as of this current day, my anxiety is much better than it was, and I don't know whether that's because my body has now adjusted to not being on the sertraline, or whether I have just got over the trauma that I felt around that time, you know, or whether I was just really looking for a better setup. But, you know, even before I decided to get this camera, for context, yesterday morning I bought this camera and I picked it up yesterday afternoon. So it all happened within one day, within a few hours of me thinking, right, I need to get a camera. I got it and I went and picked it up. But I do remember this last week feeling like I really want to start vlogging again. Like, I really just want to pick up my phone and do it. So I don't think it was majorly to do with the setup. I think that was a factor in it, but I think it was definitely time. I think it was time for me to just be like, no, I need a camera now. I've been doing this for so long. I'm so consistent with it. And this is my life and my passion, and this is exactly what I want to do and where I want to be. And money comes back around, the memories don't. So for me, it was just kind of a no-brainer that I needed to get the camera now. Anyway, yeah, my anxiety has definitely eased off over the last month or so. As I said, I still keep going into work shaking, but I genuinely do think that is probably one too many pumpkin spice lattes in the venti size, which is a hell of a lot more caffeine. But anyway, I just want to thank you guys so much for being so supportive. Even if I don't reply to your Instagram messages, it is generally because I get so many. I get hundreds of Instagram messages of people asking for advice, people giving me lovely comments, and as much as I'd love to sit there and go through them all, I physically do not have the time. So if you are seeing this and you are one of those people that sent me a really lovely supportive message, then just know that I love you so much, and you are the reason why I'm sat here right now doing this. I would not be here without you, and I'm so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. I will hopefully be back regularly uploading every single Friday at 9 AM. You know the drill if you've been here for a while. I don't know whether, I think I might like switch up my content a little bit, in the sense that before I was kind of doing a weekly vlog. Before I was kind of doing a weekly vlog, and I'm kind of thinking now to maybe just film over the course of one day and upload it then, so the videos maybe not as long. I'm thinking between like 20 and 30 minutes, and some of my videos do max to like 45-50 minutes, and I feel like that is just a little bit too long for me. It's a little bit too long. It's just a hell of a lot of work alongside doing like TikTok and other things in social media. I just feel like, you know, you can only sort of prioritize one platform, and for me that will always be TikTok because it's where I've started. I do still want to be really consistent on here. I just think it might be a little bit too much for me to do a weekly vlog, so you may have some videos, like different videos thrown in here and there, just to switch it up a little bit, make my life a little bit easier, and they may be slightly shorter, but hopefully not too much shorter. As I said, I may just be filming over one day and uploading it like that, or 2 days maybe. And yeah, I feel like I've touched on and explained everything that I've needed to explain. Again, I just want to say a huge thank you to absolutely everybody. You are my favourite people in the entire world, and I'm so blessed to have a community like you following my journey, keeping up with me, messaging me, liking all of my content, commenting on my content, sharing my content. I am just so incredibly blessed and I cannot thank you enough. So yeah, I feel like I've said everything that I need to say, so I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you so much for watching and coming back if you haven't seen me in a while, for still just like sitting there and supporting me behind the scenes. It means the absolute world to me. I feel like I've said that a million times over, but I'm just obsessed with you all. I am honestly obsessed with you all. I love you all so much, and hopefully you'll see me next week for a new vlog or a new video, depending on what I decide to do next week. Remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you like my content, and I will see you all in next week's video. Bye!